This is Sneaker Gears. My name is Levi, and welcome to one of the best shoes of 2023. This is a performance comparison of the Tatum 1. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please consider subscribing. And if you already subscribed, thank you guys for watching. This year has been riddled with injuries, which is why I haven't had as many reviews as possible. But I do pretty much have every single basketball shoe, and I have been hooping as much as possible. I am taking my weight and my physical therapy and recovery very seriously because I do want to get back on the court more often, as well as helping you guys as much as I can. But back to the review. The Tatum ones are pretty much the latest or most accurate incarnation of the Kobe line. All right, so hear me out. If you're talking about the Kobe line, I know we've had Protros, and there's even a new brand out there which I will have a review on soon. Serious Players Only. This is their, I think, second gen. They do have an all-new version of the same shoe, and they have a support version of the shoe. Want to speak very highly of the company. I would love to connect with them. And this essentially is an evolution of the Kobe 8. They've taken the Kobe line and they've evolved it, and the same thing, has a drop-in midsole. You can buy different midsoles for them. They fit very similar to a Kobe 8, and these are a fantastic shoe. But Kobe was never about just evolving and fine-tuning a shoe. He took huge chances, like when he went with the super high top on the Kobe 9, when he went to the low from the Kobe 4, when he had some of the later models and he played in where he had the drop-in midsoles with zoom or with the pull. I mean, you guys can see something like the NXT where this used the pull that Jordan brand was implementing, and Kobe wasn't afraid and really wanted to push the envelope of what shoes can make him better, what gear can make you better as an athlete. Because as a basketball player, you can play in anything. Look at PJ Tucker. It doesn't matter what shoe he plays in, but what shoe is going to make you a better performer. And in that case, I bring you the Tatum 1. What makes this shoe so special is really how it's been developed, where the cushion sits, the materials. There is not another shoe like this, and I really hope they evolve the Tatum 2 from kind of this makeup and just kind of fine tune and tweak it. With all that said, let's get into the fit. So the Tatum 1 actually runs a little bit big. I wanted to put a side-by-side comparison here and make sure these are neck and neck. And if you guys look here, hopefully these look about the same. If not, the Tatum's a little bit longer, right? This is the Ja 1, size 13. This is the Tatum 1, size 12. Yeah, the Tatum is a little bit longer while being a full size smaller. Now, as a wide footer, I'm able to work with the shoe because it does have some flex in this, so no matter where your foot's wide, it does mold to your foot very well. I'm a 12 wide, 12 and a half in a lot of shoes, and generally I do have to get a 13. Now in the case of the Jaws, and hopefully we'll have a review soon, these fit me fantastic as a 13. These pretty much do fit me about perfect as a one size smaller, which is kind of crazy. So if you are a 10, get a 9.5, go down at least half a size. Try these on if you're able, but these run long no matter what you're talking about. Now I have a wide midfoot, and even this lateral panel does have some give to it, even though it's structurally very supportive. Same thing with the toe box. There is some rigidity up here. You kind of can see the plastic and the foam, but I'm still going to say if you're a wide footer, either go true to size. Maybe you want to go up half a size, but just keep in mind these things run long. They still fit me, and the only reason I would want to try a 12.5 in these is because of the cushion and the insole, and we'll get to that soon. Talking about the support, this thing has been awesome. This whole back panel is quite rigid. It's a full heel cup that you can hear that is just holds you in. has a lot of lateral stability, again, with kind of the cage system here. And then what's really cool, and hopefully you guys can see it. Let's see if I can. You can literally put your finger through this whole shoe. Like, so your foot is riding very close to the court. So not only do you have a locked in feel where it's pushing you back into the heel cup, you have a lot of lateral support, but you also feel like you're right on the ground. So you just have a ton of stability. And then I know a lot of players prefer low top versus high top, and this is definitely a mid top. I let one of my players that I work with who loves low tops, and he was still able to play with this and have full range of motion and feel very comfortable. So I feel Jordan Brand has done a really good job really kind of giving this a nice mid cut where no matter what you like, you're going to be able to enjoy it, get a good fit. And then on top of that, the materials used on this, and I'll kind of get some focus on here, just feel fantastic. So many of the newer shoes nowadays just feel so cheap, you don't really know what you're getting. With this, and I know different colorway is going to be a little different, it really does feel like a quality product where it's strong yet really lightweight, yet it's breathable and supportive. This is something at $120. It feels like I'm gushing, but I really do enjoy the Tatum, and there's a lot of things it has going for it, even though it's not perfect. So down to the cushion, this is something you can literally see, which is awesome. This entire zoom pod, this does have some structural rigidity with the shank plate. You can kind of see in the hole here in the back, but this is what they're calling uncaged. Back in the day, Jordan Brand called it unlocked, but you have this zoom pod literally right below your feet, very close to the ground. You can kind of see there's not much rubber or there lifting you off the court. So you have this shoe that, even though you have a ton of support, you don't feel like this giant cage shoe like in the GT Jump. And even though you can see the zoom unit, you're somehow still really close to the court where you feel quick, where you still have a little bit of bounce. Overall, I actually really did enjoy the cushioning, but this heel cushion, or I shouldn't even call it cushion, foam they're using is really hard. And part of that is because it's also part of the outsole, so they did want to make it kind of as rigid and strong as possible. But if you're a heel striker, there's not much in this shoe. Like when you land, it is a firm heel. You really want to be on your mid to forefoot, and generally when you're playing, that's where you're standing anyway. If you're caught in your heels, this shoe is going to make you pay for it. But because of that, the standard insole comes with nothing special, right? It's not great, it's okay, it's a regular insole. I actually am using one from Crossover Culture, and this is just a little bit higher cushion insole. Honestly, any insole that has a little bit more cushion, I think, goes a long way in the Tatum ones. So if you wanted to use something from like the Nike SB line where it has the additional Zoom Air in the heel, if you wanted to use a third party like those Move insoles that have some cushion and support in there, any insole you add to this, I think, takes it up a notch, which is why, even though I love this shoe, there is a caveat. Like, you do need to add an insole, I think, to really take advantage and enjoy the cushion to the max. The standard insole with a standard cushion with nothing in the heel there doesn't work nearly as well. But even from a player like myself, who's 5'11", 245, to players I'm working with who are 6'2", 175, this thing just works. You feel quick, you can play fast, but it still has that impact protection. It does a lot of what we all loved from like the Kobe, where when this first came with Lunar and the Kobe 8, you had this lightweight shoe that was still cushioned, you know, or the GT line where the GT cut has that heel cushion that the Tatum needs, but you have this full foam while having Zoom Air in the GT cut where it's this max cushion but still feels light and quick to the court. Jordan Brand kind of has their own thing going with the Tatum one, and I would just love to see maybe a heel zoom unit in the insole for the next iteration, and it would be close to perfect. So finally, the elephant in the room is the traction. This uses a rubber traction on the forefoot. Generally, I don't like clear outsoles, but this works well. But if you notice, this is very Kobe-like. They only put the rubber where it's needed. They kept this as lightweight as possible. There's no rubber in the heel. They have somewhat of a shallow traction pattern here, but if you get caught in your heel, you might fall. Now, I have not taken any fall in these, unlike the Jordan 36s where I sprained my ankle 3 times in those because of the lack of support. This heel traction didn't bother me, but again, letting some players use it, I have seen them lose grip a little bit if you were on your heel. So you have heel cushion that is non-existent and you have heel grip that is really not there. So this shoe almost forces you to play on the balls of your feet, really agile, ready to move, and it rewards you for that with something that is just flexible, moves with you, and is quick. But that heel can be a liability. Now, with one of the quicker players I talked to, when you jab, a lot of times you do want to jab with your foot coming out like this. The grip on the forefoot was enough. He never fell, but he did feel when stopping that heel just not giving him enough grip where he didn't feel as fast as maybe he could be. And I totally understand that. So if you do use your heel more, maybe this is not the shoe for you. And that's one thing I would love to see them put just a little bit of rubber on the back here, maybe more on the outsole. So you have kind of an L pattern of kind of solid rubber or grippy rubber. So when you do make those stops, it is right here. You don't need anything in the middle or in the inside. That along with the heel zoom, this thing would be dangerous. All in all, the Jordan Tatum 1 has been a super fun shoe to play in, really lightweight. No matter what shoe I have, I've been playing the GT Jump 2s, which have been awesome, the LeBron's 20s and 21s, just because I need a little bit more cushion lately. I still gravitate towards these. These are still really fun, and despite what I've gone through with my knees, with my Achilles, this is still something where there's always just enough cushion where I can't play maybe in something that has minimal cushion anymore. And hopefully, again, as I cut weight and get better, I can get back to having more of that variety. But this has been a really fun shoe for a lot of different players. And again, if you play in the balls of your feet, if you need something light, if you want something that plays similar to what the next generation Kobe would have been, where you have a shoe like nothing else on the market, the Tatum 1 is it. If you like that review or it helped you at all, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, let them know. Hopefully that Sneaker Gears and Levi is helping you guys out. Put down in the comments below what shoes or reviews or comparisons you want to see next. This is Levi with Sneaker Gears. Appreciate you, and I'll come at you later.